Mike, where's your gear head? Where's your gear head? Why are you not wearing your gear head if you
Am I supposed to wear it at all times? I mean, I'm a gearhead perpetually, but I didn't know.
No, but I had just talked to you. As soon as the microphone started to come on, I said I wanted to talk to you about the NASCAR Cookout 400 finish, and if we're doing that, you need to be wearing your gear head. And you can't just leave the gear head in the back. The gear head has to be something that's worn, because we have not been a show historically that talks about auto racing unless it's Jessica doing it as quickly as possible. Our fans probably aren't fans of motorsport the way that you've become a fan of motorsport over the last 4 months.
Yeah, I'm about this life, as you can see. I also been there, done that, bought the hat. Okay, yeah, huge race. NASCAR is back from the Olympic break, and it wasn't without fireworks. The Cookout 400 in Richmond. This is what is considered Denny Hamlin's home track. Now, in NASCAR, they've introduced not too long ago the playoff system. And basically, you can get an automatic spot in the playoffs if you win a race. Outside of that, it's all determined by points. Austin Dillon, driving the very familiar number 3 car that Dale Earnhardt made famous, is very low in the rankings. Basically, the only shot that he had at getting into the playoffs was by winning this race. He had a bit of bad luck in front of him. There was a crash that he navigated around, but it caused a caution with under 3 laps to go in the race. What does that mean? Well, NASCAR said, we don't want races ending under caution, so they've introduced overtime, which is 3 laps, no matter what happens out there, 3 laps so we can race to a finish. But it also forces a restart. Austin Dillon is really bad at restarts. I think the analytics suggest he's the worst at restarts. So he's there in the restart, Denny Hamlin behind him, Joey Logano, who's pretty good at restarts, right next to him. Joey Logano has a real good restart. So that leads us to the end of the race. This is courtesy of USA Network. NBC's coverage has been stellar. Great commentating here as someone calls the shot of what's going to happen. Remember, Austin Dillon needs to win this race to have a shot at the playoffs. If he wins, automatically enters. So what does he do? What's the strategy after a bad restart? We take it away.
One more time around for Logano. The white flag's in the air.
If Dillon gets to him, there will be contact.
He can't do it in 1 and 2. Logano looks back. He has a car length now. Joey Logano through 3 and 4 for the final time. There's the contact. He does get to him. The 11
Hamlin's pulling ahead. He pushes Hamlin out of the way.
Whoa, holy shit. None of that should be allowed.
Rubbing is racing. Dan, there is no rule against this in NASCAR. So the dude did what he, and credit to the commentary team, they're like, well, he's just going to push him out of the way. Now, I've heard audio of the spotter that just goes like this. I swear to God, this is me quoting directly from the audio that I heard from the spotter. Wreck him, wreck him, wreck him. Yeah. So if you see, like, in that highlight, he gets Logano out of the way, and Logano was properly pissed, and we'll get to that audio in a second, because he had a fair enough lead there. Austin Dillon had a bad restart. The only way Austin Dillon could win this race was by wrecking Logano. But then, on top of that, Hamlin, who gets by free and clear, Dillon runs into him and runs him off. Now, he wasn't able to finish in the top 3. NASCAR has since changed that. It has been reported that NASCAR is reviewing everything that happened here because it's a little unfair. A guy that has no shot at the playoffs can just wreck you on purpose. So here's Joey Logano, and you'll hear some boos because Joey Logano isn't like the most popular driver either. But Austin Dillon was interviewed first, and he's like, yeah, I don't feel great about it, but woohoo! And he's there with his family. It's a great deal for him. Here's Joey Logano after the race.
It's chicken. There's no doubt about it. He's 4 car lengths back. Not even close. Then he wrecks the 11 to go along with it. And then he's going to go up there and thank God and praise everything with his baby. It's a bunch of BS. It's not even freaking close. I mean, dude, I get it, bump and run. I get it. I didn't back up the corner at all. He came in there and just drove through me. It's ridiculous that's the way we race. Unbelievable. I get bump and runs. I do that. I would expect it. But from 4 car lengths back, he was never going to make the corner. And then he wrecks the other car. He wrecks the 11 to go with it. So what a piece of crap.
So what's fair game moving forward? How do you race him? Next week or in the playoffs?
Wait and see.
So, like, the wait and see answer is, like, he has to do the math, like David Sampson, he has to do the math real time. So, normally, everybody on the circuit is pissed at him. Primarily Logano and the guys that were in the wreck with him, Denny Hamlin. Denny Hamlin's got a weird situation. I actually don't really know how it's allowed because he's got a very clear conflict. He doesn't race for the team that he co-owns with Michael Jordan. Tyler Reddick, Bubba Wallace, famous drivers for his team there. Denny Hamlin's not racing for that team, but Reddick and Bubba Wallace were backing him up too. This was a record for chicken over the course of a broadcast that was carried out over there. But yeah, what exactly do you do? This guy's in the playoffs now, and you're going to hurt. He doesn't really have a shot to win, even though he's technically in the playoffs. You're going to prove him a point and take yourself out of the race potentially. Austin Dillon worked within the rules of the sport. This is what sets NASCAR apart from the more refined motorsport across the pond, which is, yeah, this is legal. The rules say I can just run you off the road to win. And look, I'm a fan of the Intimidator, and I got to tell you, watching the 3-car do that did bring back some old feels, Dan, but the Intimidator was never like last in the standings, desperately needing to do this like as a move to remain relevant. This is kind of a bad look, and NASCAR is looking into it. There is a slight chance, I doubt it, but there is a slight chance they overturn the official results of this, and Denny Hamlin would probably get the win if they retroactively made him second.
This is exactly how it is that 5-year-olds would do this with toy cars, except they're going 200 miles an hour. If you believe that most social settings that you're in are still high school, no matter your age, 50-year-olds, you're in social settings, it's all high school, everything is high school. If you believe that, combined with if you believe that men of all sorts evolve more slowly than women, so largely your 50-year-old friends are still kind of 18-year-olds in some ways, that sport at the end of a race is the best of all that testosterone nonsense, which is I'm in 4th place and I can't get there. I know what I'll do. And then just
wreck 'em. F yeah.
Yeah. They're
3 in the playoffs.
Look, it is the same thing that heads out to Sunrise on Sunday and watches the monster trucks that were here this weekend. It's just sort of like, yeah, I can go fast.
By the way, Dwayne Johnson making a Monster Jam movie. That was just announced at D23. A lot of great announcements, especially for adults at like Disney World. You got to get a Villain's Land at Magic Kingdom.
Yeah. I wanted to ask you guys what was happening with monster trucks because they were in town this weekend. It's better on baseball and football seasons, on football fields.
Yeah, I hate it inside the arena. They don't really do much, and it's just like extra loud. That's not true Monster Jam. Everyone knows the true Monster Jam's at a football stadium.
But what is Pluto doing as a channel where they have a monster truck channel, they have a Tosh channel, they have like the monster truck thing it felt to me like something that might be getting smaller now.
Yeah, I love fast channel networks like Pluto. We're on a fast channel on DKN on Samsung TV Plus. I have it set as my default. So whenever I'm not playing CFB25, it automatically switches over. Great interview you had with Chris Fowler. Really enjoyed that, Dan. Got an opportunity to see it. It also lets me keep an eye on Mystery Crate, which is normally used to just talk about me, as if I don't listen. Well, now I listen. But I love.
He was a part of Mystery Crate this week. If you haven't listened to the Mystery Crate, the one and only came through.
Not only.
We review sugar.
Now, lest you think that
we spoiled it.
Yeah, lest you think that I'm not listening to Mystery Crate to find out what you guys are saying about me as well. All of you ruined sugar for me.
We gave you warning.
I have been 3 episodes in, and I keep falling asleep during the 4th episode, trying to get to this 6th episode that you now have ruined for me because you've told me what it is that I don't have to watch for.
I ruined it for you. Imagine how I felt after watching episode 6. It was ruined for me as a whole. But now I kind of dig it, honestly, because it's what I remember about the show. Otherwise, like if it would have just like told its story and just been cool and noir, I would have been like, all right, cool. Maybe I don't need to see a 2nd season. Now I kind of do.
You ruined sugar for me. I was fighting through.
I think your nutritionist did.
You can't ruin sugar.
Salute to our friends at Max 2, but Dragons, get it together.
Put it on the poll, please, at Le Batard Show. Can you ruin sugar at Le Batard Show? I feel like I have erred, Stugotz, in not getting to this before now, but I have read over the course of the weekend, and people expected us to start the show with it today. that Taco Bell has added a burger.
Wow.
There has been a burger. Oh, Chris Cody's face he's not here for the Taco Bell burger. It doesn't look like from his face.
I'm with Chris. Like, stay in your lane. I go to Taco Bell. I want tacos. I don't want a burger.
Now,
I go to Burger King when I want a burger.
I'm not going to doubt T-Bizzle because they don't really disappoint me ever. Their fries, if you've had that, like you would think, oh, the fries at Taco, they're pretty good. So I'm not going to doubt them. I will try it, but I will say, you saying burger from Taco Bell, it does make it makes me go, oh. Like the way earlier with it made me go,
Right.
Like things from the weekend that I've heard that make me go, That's what this is.
Put it on the poll at Le Batard Show. Which would you like less, a burger from Taco Bell or a taco from Burger King at Le Batard Show?
I'm not going to doubt T-Bizzle as well because McDonald's had some mighty wings, some hot wings for like a limited time, and those jokers was slamming.
What year was that?
I think it was 2020, maybe. Really? Pandemic.
But you go to McDonald's for burgers, chicken nuggets, perhaps wings if it's on the menu. You would not order a taco from McDonald's. You would not.
Wings? I don't think you go there for wings.
I try them out.
Okay, but I mean, what's weirder? Why are tacos any weirder
I'm not
than
trying
wings?
a taco from McDonald's.
Okay,
There's no way.
I got that.
I go to Taco Bell.
But why would you say you go to McDonald's possibly for chicken wings, but not tacos? That's where you're drawing the line.
I'm just saying, if I go to McDonald's, I'm going through the drive-thru, and there are some new menu items, and one of them is chicken wings, perhaps I will try it because they have a long-standing history, McDonald's does, of delivering great chicken. And so perhaps I would try it. It's an addition to the menu. I would not try a taco. No, the McChicken is fantastic. Chicken nuggets are great.
I don't care what's in it. I'm good with it. I'm right there with you. But this is a practice that is followed by, like, Jack in the Box. They do tacos. They have other dishes that they have in there, and it's like the most normal thing.
But Jack in the Box feels like a real grab bag,
So the burger I'm looking here is more of like a sloppy Joe than it is a burger. It's like
a ground beef burger? I am in on this.
Yeah, it's like a ground beef burger, like picadillo, like a sloppy Joe.
Taco meat.
Yeah.
I'm in on this.
Does that okay? But what are they calling it? Are they calling it a sloppy Joe or are they calling it a burger?
I'm seeing the Bell Beefer, but I don't know if that can be true.
Let's give a salute to the brother around the world, whoever you are, who probably made these all the time in the back break room for Taco Bell and ain't getting no damn credit for this. Salute to you, brother.
Exactly right.
Because a sloppy Joe's not a burger, right? Put
It's
it on
not.
the poll
It's
at
not,
Le
no.
Batard
Not
Show.
even close.
Is a slop? Well,
I mean, it's a sloppy Joe. It's not a burger. A burger has to be a patty. I mean,
not even close to guys. A sloppy Joe is not even close to a burger. It's got all of the properties of a burger, except the meat is mushy instead of a patty.
it's like a third cousin.
It's got but it's got all of the same properties except for the one, and you're out here not even close.
A French chef could call it a deconstructed burger.
Yeah. Ooh.
Have you guys?
Oh wow! Sorry, I got to interrupt you with this. A few locations offered a Bell Beefer Surf and Turf Deluxe, which is a combo, which is fried shrimp, tuna, and the beef all together.
What do you mean tuna?
Fried shrimp.
I'm just reading.
I go to Long John
Which
Silver.
added fried shrimp and a scoop of tuna on top of the beefers, lettuce, and cheese.
Disgusting.
For that reason, I am out.
Long John Silver.
Long John Silver is where Stugotz said he was going for his fried shrimp. All of Stugotz's thoughts are stuck in 1990.
No, they're still doing stuff.
No.
Yeah.
They are.
No, they wrapped a NASCAR a couple races ago.
Yep.
Captain D's.
Apologize, man.
When's the last time you were at Long John Silver's?
The last time I was in the mood for fried shrimp. I mean, it's been a while.
You doing a word association with fried shrimp and Long John Silver's.
Right. I was fishing for the seafood of fast food. You know what I'm saying? That's what I was fishing for, and I came up with Long John Silver. It's that or Red Lobster. And Red Lobster, that's not fair to them. They're not fast food. I don't drive through Red Lobster. I mean, I sit down. It's a sit-down dinner, you know?
Red Lobster is, I guess, more bankrupt than today's Long John Silver. I just don't think that any of us think of Taco Bell and Surf and Turf. That is not Sloppy Joe's, not Surf and Turf. I'll go. The way you guys reacted to burger, I would go that way with Surf and Turf at Taco Bell. Like, that seems dangerous. That seems like salmonella. That seems like not a good idea.
The tuna is just terror. Like,
The
where do they
scoop
even
of-
get
the
tuna
scoop
from?
of tuna.
Like, where? It's Taco Bell.
Like,
Anyways,
you can fry anything up. Like, all right, I trust you. You're not going to screw up the fried shrimp, but the tuna, this could be dicey.
there is not one Long John Silver's in Miami-Dade County.
Well, is there one in Florida?
Yes.
There's one at Broward and 441.
Broward
That's
keeping
my
Long
spot,
John
yeah.
Silver's alive. Miami-Dade said, nah.
You don't wrap a NASCAR with Long John Silver's if there isn't a Long John Silver in the state of Florida.
It would be weird.
Really odd.
I just can't believe that Long John Silver's is still a thing. I really can't. I mean, I think we can all agree. Fish, fast food, bad idea.
Really? Why? The filet of fish rocks.
No,
And I'm sure there was a Stugotz over there that would have been
rocks.
like, I don't think I want fish from McDonald's. Well, they knocked it out the park, didn't they? Mm-hmm. There's a legacy menu item.
Yep.
you can get away with it as an item. I'm talking about as the foundation of your business. A freezer full of fish fast food, bad idea. Just all bad. It's why Stugotz can only summon Long John Silver and Red Lobster as his seafood habits, because you need fish prepared properly. It's dangerous.
You want to hear a sentence that's a real sentence that you never thought you would hear before? Me and Mike went to the Sizzler for lunch.
Yes.
I've got nothing bad to say about the Sizzler. Nothing. Yeah. Is there salad bars still a kick-ass bargain?
There's salad bar. There isn't salad in this thing. Not a salad was seen. It was really like a taco stand / chili stand /
right.
I made nachos. It was a nacho bar.
Yes, that's why it has always been the greatest of the salad bars. That is the reason.
There was more ice cream than lettuce.
That is why it's my favorite salad bar and has been since childhood. My parents, both of whom have been overweight all their lives, called it throughout my childhood the greatest salad bar in the world.
You want your hard-boiled egg with a little gray in it? Well, come on over.
That's how you know it's good. A little bruising of the yolk.
Put it on the poll, please, Juju. Is Sizzler giving you a hard-boiled egg that has a little gray in it?
We enjoyed our time at the Sizzler. Don't knock Sizzler. Don't knock it if you haven't tried it in the last 25 years.
I don't have
said he loves it.
I don't have anything bad to say about the Sizzler. I will not blaspheme against the Sizzler. I'm here for all things Sizzler salad bar, or as I like to call it, chocolate fountain.
What they also forgot to mention was it was in Utah.
Yeah.
It was not here in Florida.
We weren't
so
even.
you can't even get it.
We were headed to an Applebee's, and then as we were driving to the Applebee's, I was like, "Make a right, make a right." Is this real? Is this a mirage? No, it's a Sizzler, and I've always my relationship with Sizzler now is driving past a building and being like, that used to be a Sizzler.
The Anthony's Coal File on Kendall.
That used to be a Sizzler. Come on.
Put on the poll as well, Juju. Did that used to be a Sizzler at Le Batard
Kendall
Show?
127th. It was
Well,
right there.
no, this is South Florida's
Used to be a Sizzler.
This is replete. South Florida. I don't think there. How many functioning Sizzlers are there in South Florida?
Dude, not in South Florida, I don't think. Not in South Florida. I didn't know it was still around until I stepped in one. Had there been people there, they all would have looked at us oddly, too. But no, I also, Pizza Huts do this to me. I'm pretty sure down in Westchester, there's a former Pizza Hut that's now like a real estate office.
That happens all over South Florida as well.
As of 2020, there was one Sizzler restaurant in the state of Florida. Kissimmee. Yeah.
One Sizzler in
barely
all
know
of
you.
Florida? One Sizzler in all of Florida?
That's what it says here. Yeah.
That seems impossible. So you're telling me there are more? You've stunned me today.
Kissimmee.
There are more Long John Silvers in Florida than Sizzlers.
Mm-hmm.
Put it on the poll as well.
There just needs to be two.
At Le Batard Show. Yeah, that's it. At Le Batard Show. Put it on the poll. What do you believe to be more of in South Florida? Long John Silvers or Sizzler? Because I think Sizzler is going to come back there as people are going to assume that there are more Sizzlers.
I'll tell you this. Last year, 2023, U.S. sales only, Long John Silver's did $328 million. One of their best years ever. I mean, check it out, longjohnsilvers.com.
Go ahead and tell me how much Sizzler did last year in sales, because I am surprised.
U.S. sales?
$328 million. Yeah, you think there are a lot of Sizzlers in Rio de Janeiro?
You never know.
Outback is massive in Brazil.
Yeah.
See?
Outback is like the #1
Yes.
restaurant in Brazil.
1,000%.
It's not a joke.
It's word association now. Brazil, not even
Outback.
Yeah, not even wax. Outback.
Okay. I believe you. That's not a Sizzler, though. Outback. There are a number of
just
American
keeping you
things
informed.
that get. I was surprised in Beijing at the number of American things all over Beijing. Starbucks is kicking ass in Beijing.
U.S. sales, Sizzler, $204 million.
Oh, look at this. So Long John Silver's kicks the ass of the Sizzler.
And the Sizzler, consistency is key. Each and every hot wing I got from the bar had the black stuff in it, like just that black stuff you don't want in your hot wings.
Yeah.
Oh my God, consistency.
Pizza Hut. How is Pizza Hut?
They're bringing
doing?
the buffets
They're
back.
fighting.
Yeah,
They're
trying
fighting.
Yeah,
Right? That's
but no. Sneakily, they're beta testing bringing the salad bar back, making Pizza Hut a dine-in experience. Because I can speak for anybody. The pan pizza after you take your book it pin over to get stamped.
The one on 104th
Dude,
Street.
like the pan pizza from dining in at Pizza Hut slaps way harder than anything they could ever do with delivery.
Absolutely.
It's after a Little League baseball game, we're going to Pizza Hut. Oh, my parents will hit up the salad bar, and I'll get that pan pizza. Bring that back, Jack.
That is all I did throughout my childhood. That was the greatest of delicacies when Dad would take us over to the Pizza Hut. But I did not have Pizza Hut still in the game fighting with a dine-in experience. That is not something that your pizza better be pretty damn good if you're trying to lure people out of the convenience of, hey, just bring that to me over here. You're telling me it's better there and they don't have a way to deliver that
pan
same pizza?
Pan pizza is so much better at Pizza Hut. They just went away from the dine-in model, but
They're
now,
zagging when everybody else is zigging.
And the chandeliers in Pizza Hut. Oh my God.
fancy.
Yeah.
So fancy.
Fighting the good fight.
Bet you literacy is down because they stopped the Book It program tie-in with Pizza Hut.
The chandeliers at Pizza Hut.
Height of opulence.
Did you guys find it interesting at all, given that Adam Silver couldn't get these players to play in an exhibition that was the All-Star game, and it became very loud around basketball why we can't get these guys to care? To see Jokic clearly enjoy winning a bronze medal more than he seemed to enjoy winning a championship, and to see Kevin Durant, after they beat Serbia, say to a room full of his teammates, we'll remember this comeback for the rest of our lives. To see the greatest care in a way they didn't at the All-Star game when they were celebrating what was a regional sport compared to how it is you're playing it now against the world. I was legitimately surprised that the care level was in a place where I was watching Kevin Durant and Jokic be more joyous than I've seen them be while conquering what is the Americanized version of that sport.
Well, you mentioned the All-Star game and the issues with that. I sincerely hope Adam Silver watched these Olympics, took that all in, saw how much they cared, and is going to take a note from the NHL. We talked about this briefly last week, but they're doing the Four Nations as opposed to the All-Star game, which they've constantly changed the format, and it's unrecognizable from what it used to be. And the hockey players, they care more than the NBA players have, seemingly, about this, and they're just deciding this little break in the middle of the season, we're going to wrap ourselves in these flags, and we're going to go for it. I really hope the NBA decides to do something like that. And international basketball, it's not the easiest thing to follow. FIBA has a ton of different competitions. If you have another marquee event outside of the World Championships and the Olympics that can get people talking about national team basketball, I think that would be great for the game.
They cared, and it was very cool to see them care. They're also playing, many of them, in their last Olympics, presumably. LeBron James, Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, not going to play again. But it was really cool to see him care. I would guess, Dan, I have no idea of knowing, obviously, that whether it's Jokic or whether it's any guy on the U.S. team, they would trade that gold in for an NBA championship. I would guess.
Okay, and you've been wanting to do that show since last week.
I'm not trying to do a show. I'm just saying I would guess most of those guys would. LeBron would trade it in for a fifth.
Perhaps, but what I was watching from a Kevin Durant who I would say has sort of been ransacked into, if not a bitterness, a fighting of the internet mentality that has made Kevin Durant seem less joyous than usually people who love basketball the way that he loves basketball are. The last 10 years of watching Kevin Durant is to watch him love this sport and like next to nothing that surrounds it because of how people behave as if they know more or care more about the sport than he does. It's been weird to see one of the greatest I've ever seen, like ground down fighting the internet in the modern age in a way that makes him not seem unhappy, because he's happy when he's playing basketball. Like, clearly, he loves to hoop. That's not up for dispute. But the rest of it, he can do without. It was like we had Calais Campbell on with us last week, and he says the same thing that Ray Lewis says. Sundays you get for free. You're paying me for all the bullshit from Monday to Saturday. Like, all the meetings, all the garbage, but I love playing. For it to be so pure that Kevin Durant is saying he's going to remember that for the rest of his life, when I'm sitting here telling you, I watched it. I'm not going to remember the comeback against Serbia for the rest of my life. That's not something that impacted me the way that it impacted Kevin Durant. I found it interesting when it's a guy, well, okay, he's done everything. He's won everything. There's no feeling in that sport that he has not felt, right? No, wrong. This feeling was different for him. Play that.
Come on, man. How can you not celebrate a win like that? Look at all our families. Look at this. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what it's about. You know what I mean? We all come together as one on the other side of the world like this. Starting USA chants, our section starting USA. Man, it's special tonight, man. So we got to celebrate. I'm not going to act like it's not, you know what I mean? I know we want to win a gold, but we got to celebrate the small moments, too.
A game like this kind of brings you even closer, right?
Guarantee you, everybody here, they'll never forget about this night. Everybody here gonna remember this night for the rest of their lives. That's how special this is. And because we came back and we showed how together we were in that fourth quarter. It was incredible.
Let's show as well and play as well. Jokic celebrating again. This is the bronze medal. Like, he won the championship as the big star on the Nuggets, and this is the bronze medal. Look how happy he is. This is mostly B-roll in a different language for the audio audience, but
Joy translates, Dan.
Yes. Well, drinking and singing in chorus with your brothers.
Having beers with the boys always translates in any language, baby.
Mike is so right. You don't need to explain joy. I mean, you just know it when you see it.
Unless they're German.
Good point.
And sometimes French. I am also noticing for the first time in this video that of the dozens of people there, for some reason, Jokic is the only shirtless one. Everyone else has kept their shirt on. He's decided to take his shirt off. And I will again say, Stugotz, that as I look at that, if you had asked me at any point outside of the 50s if that could dominate basketball, I would say, no, that will never be something that can dominate basketball.
Looks like me with my shirt off in the club.
It's not you. It looks like me with the shirt off in the club.
But that's what's going on here. I think to answer your question about why does he seem more joyous, look at what he's surrounded by. He's surrounded by his homies, his friends. He comes over here and plays with the people they signed to the contract. Like when I come to Miami, I go out sometimes to have a good time, but if I was to ever go out with Mike or Tony, bro, we are living the spot. I don't give a damn if we got to go. As long as we on the stand, brother, we got room to celebrate.
Those are his boys, is what you're saying? Doing it with your boys feels better than doing it with a bunch of people that you just happen to play with.
Bingo.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
I'm really happy about the general Olympic experience. It wasn't too long ago where we were all complaining like this is boring. The stars don't want to do it. We're not sending our best guys. And Team USA, especially in this country, did a really great job of engaging those talents, building a really good, strong program, and making it something that was a desirable thing for these superstars. And the rest of the world, they always cared. There were international competitions in which you thought that the main reason the United States didn't win is because they didn't care as much. And it's really refreshing to see people care this much about this competition, the Olympics, the way that they do all of them. I was watching a jump off over the weekend. It was happening in between the U.S. women's national team gold medal and the gold medal basketball game for the men's. There was a high jump competition. As I understand it, the TV was on mute, but it was being explained to me. They tied. They could have split the gold medal, meaning they each get a gold medal. They decided, no, let's have a jump off where there is one clear winner and one silver medalist. and it was the U.S. against New Zealand. New Zealand, I think, actually ended up winning the gold. And I was wondering, like, why? Do you not like the other person? Because that would be the reason. That would be my motivation. I'm not splitting this with him.
Didn't U.S. end tied with gold medals with another country in the total
with
medal
China.
count?
Yeah.
So that means if we would have just taken that tie, we would have won it?
Yeah, it would have been 40 and a half.
It's a good tie.
We had
Good
more
telling
medals.
you guys. I mean,
we had more medals, but to like what Mike is saying, that's why I agree with Greeny. That Steph Curry shot was the greatest shot in U.S. history because all these other shots happen while the America is watching, your team is watching, and Utah is watching versus Chicago or something. Nah, the entire world was sitting there waiting for us to fail. Can you imagine all these shows today if we would have lost?
Dude,
Steph Curry saved us.
The number that game pulled in was insane. I saw people saying like 22 million on average watched that game. That's just like, those are numbers that you cannot even comprehend. And I thought the broadcast was also pretty enjoyable throughout the entire Olympics. Maybe it's because I'm just coming from, I have to hear Reggie Miller on every game. Mad respect, incredible, but come on. I'm at my wit's end with this. I thought D. Wade was super refreshing to have his perspective because he was an all-time great, but he's around still an era that you could consider contemporary, so you have that perspective. I thought he brought out the best in Noah Eagle, and I really think that we were all in amazement as Steph Curry was doing those things that I didn't really catch it in the moment. And a great call you kind of catch in the moment, so I'll talk out of both sides of my mouth here. But revisiting what Steph Curry did, because I was in a bar that was super loud, Noah Eagle killed that call. Right. He was awesome there. When Steph Curry was going off, I thought he brought it.
Laughed a little too hard at D-Wade's jokes. One too many times. I was just like, all right, come on.
I knew that's where you were headed, and I agree with you.
Wasn't that funny?
Yep.
He said, a golden dagger. I said, a tear.
That's great. I think the French, I saw this clip. Like, I don't even know if it's a French broadcast, and as someone that doesn't like misinformation, but there was an international broadcast that said, the devil named Curry did it to us again.
Time now for Stugotz's weekend observations.
It is time for Stugotz to share his game notes. No one in the media will tell you what happened better than my boy Stu.
Weekend observations brought to you by Miller Lite. Great taste, just 96 calories, available for delivery. Dan, the wait is over. It's been months since the last whistle blew. But now, the pads are on. Rookies are out to prove themselves. Veterans sharpening their skills. Quarterbacks that make you go, Position battles. Old faces. New places. And Dan, just like that, make no mistake about it, preseason football is back. Excited?
I was not excited, no.
You are now, though, right?
No, not really. That 2017 Commanders late.
Somewhere Pat McAfee is wondering why Asia Wilson is allowed to say bitch, but he can't. Soccer in America. If you want something done right, really, this is a lesson for all of America in all things, not just soccer. Leave it to the women.
That's right.
Yeah.
We'd all be better off.
We would.
Yes, but you wouldn't have what happened in NASCAR. You'd be denied that.
That picture of Steph Curry's shot over Victor Wembanyama. Hey, France, hang that in one of your fancy schmancy museums.
You didn't want to say the Louvre?
I did not want to say the Louvre.
Like,
I didn't know how to say. I was not confident saying
that's
that.
a saying.
That's the one. Hang that one in the Louvre. You wanted to go fancy schmancy. He was afraid of the word museum, too.
I was.
Did it say Louvre
It
in
did.
the
I crossed
script?
it out. Yeah, I crossed it out. I put fancy schmancy museums.
Museums.
He was scared of so many of the things there. And art, put it on the poll, please, Juju. Does art scare Stugotz?
You did rob us of hang that in the Louvre.
I wasn't sure. I thought it was that.
Hang that in the Louvre would have been great.
If I catch a foul ball in a baseball game, wrong sound. I'm not giving the ball to a little kid. I caught it. It's my foul ball. You know what the F in foul ball stands for, Dan? that kid. I'm not giving him my ball.
No, that's not right. That's not how you should behave with the kid.
You don't give the kid a ball because he's a kid.
Okay, but you don't
You
say...
catch the ball if you want the ball.
You don't say bleep that kid either.
You're right. Steph Curry.
Generally don't. You're talking.
Clutch. American hero. Create a $3 bill and put Steph on it. That's a good idea.
That is a good idea.
Yeah.
Put it on the poll. Should we put Steph Curry on a $3 bill?
Larry Bird would like to have a word about
that. He can have his word. And when it's done, we'll just keep moving on with the $3 bill with Steph Curry on.
Buying things $3 at a time.
He can be on the back of the bill, like laying on his back from the court, watching Steph Curry shoot a three.
Only if we give Steph the $4 bill.
Do not put him waving that towel, though.
Noah Lyles leaving in a wheelchair and announcing he has COVID seconds after losing the 200 meters, where he was a massive favorite. Noah, the Stugotz is strong in you. Also, heady play. Noah Lyles saying he was insulted to get invited to an Anthony Edwards Adidas event. Hey, Noah Lyles, shut up. The only thing Noah Lyles runs better than the 100 is his mouth. Noah, newsflash. We'll go back to pretending we care about your sport in 4 years.
You guys do believe him on COVID, right? You do believe him.
I mean,
I
believe that he had it because there's tests to back that up.
But I'm saying you believe that was the reason that the race that he was favored to win, that happened.
He lost the heat too, but not the movie. I'm excited about that. But he lost the heat prior to, and he doesn't lose heats. I mean, I could be talked into that. He's also asthmatic, so I could be talked into that.
That seems like that would all slow you down.
But if he won, though, how does that work? Are we still in the wheelchair with asthma, or are we running around the stadium even more?
He's
Gotcha.
not.
Okay,
He may argue different, but I'd bet my life on it. You are not in that wheelchair.
No, if you win, you go to the wheelchair and announce you have COVID still, don't you? It makes it seem more heroic.
You tell people you have COVID. He probably doesn't. He probably ditches the wheelchair.
Mike Greenberg said Steph Curry's shot was the most memorable shot in basketball history. It wasn't. Top 5 shots in basketball history. Number 5, Michael Jordan's buzzer beater versus Georgetown in the 82 national championship game. Number 4, Michael Jordan's shot and shrug in the 92 finals. Number 3, any of Jordan's shots from the flu game. Number 2, Michael Jordan's shot over Craig Elo. And number 1, Michael Jordan's game winner over Byron Russell.
I also don't know which shot Greeny is talking about.
I don't even.
Because, to me, it was like the display of shots.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there wasn't like a singular one. Yeah, I guess the dagger, the golden dagger.
No, the last one rolling to his right with a double team coming to him, I think is the one he's talking about, but it can be the photograph of Wembanyama. Like, it can be that one, too.
Carson Wentz is a Chief.
Huh.
Surprised me. Huh. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Best job in sports. Backing up that guy.
Did you see Hollywood Brown's injury, by the
What
way? Speaking
happened?
of Chiefs, he's hospitalized.
Oh, man.
He may miss the start of the season.
Shoulder injury.
Your concern was appropriate, though.
I mean,
he met the
because-
moment.
Does it matter? I mean, they have Mahomes.
I mean,
I feel bad for Hollywood Brown. I don't want anyone to be injured.
They won the Super Bowl. We're like,
I
we
feel
should
so
probably get
bad.
Hollywood
Does it matter?
I mean,
Does it matter?
does
Like,
it?
if you feel so bad.
They traded away Tariq Hill and won 2 Super Bowls.
I always go to funerals. Hey, I'm sorry for your loss. Condolences. Doesn't matter, though. Does it really matter? They have Mahomes. Does it matter? You're concerned. You're concerned.
He's
for
only the 4th best player in the league, though.
Hollywood Brown.
If J.J. McCarthy can keep playing the Raiders' 3rd stringers, I like his chances. Maybe go, though. He did. I got to be honest with you. Drew Holiday won a gold medal and did so quietly. How? He does everything quietly. I had no idea he was on the team.
Man, the bar that I was at was chanting Drew S.A.
I-
And he's a Celtic.
I thought I started that. That's mine.
Yeah,
you can't
no.
have that.
And I was the one that started Drew S.A., and you'll be happy to know that the people listened. And they liked it.
It appears all Jazz Chisholm needed was fans.
And a short porch.
That too, you're right.
That too.
Headline, Juan Soto deal could complicate Yankees' ability to retain Clay Holmes. That's like saying, if I buy a Ferrari, I might not be able to drive my Honda Civic anymore.
Clay Holmes is a Honda Civic?
Yes. Soto, Ferrari. Who cares if it complicates the Clay Holmes deal? Honestly, who cares? It's Soto. Taylor.
He's very good. I mean, I don't.
Taylor?
No.
He wrote that.
Not Taylor. Soto.
Congratulations to Kevin Durant for adding a 4th gold medal to his otherwise empty trophy case. StugottsBook.com. You know what I'm saying? Curtis Samuel is a Bill. Twins are placing a statue of Joe Mauer outside Target Field. That statue can only go up if the plaque with it mentions he was 0-10 in playoff games. What happened?
Why would they do that?
Why not? The truth?
Yeah, but
I mean, why not?
I mean,
you put the career highlights on the plaque, but 0-10 in playoff games. Why not? Ofer. Spencer Rattler. He could sling it. You agree, Dan?
I found him very disappointing at Oklahoma. I wanted so much more from him.
Did you really?
Yes.
Okay. If a Heat player even looks at another superstar, this show assumes it means they want to come to Miami. Doing it with Anthony Edwards now, it's embarrassing. He's not coming here, but I think he's coming here. I mean, that's where we're at.
All I said, it was something to watch. That's all I said. Watch the arbitration in Minnesota.
With
That's
Heat graphics behind you.
Well, but all I said is that it's interesting to watch what happens with the sale of the Timberwolves.
It's embarrassing.
Yeah, you mentioned that.
Taylor.
Stop embarrassing yourself.
Okay.
USA Gymnastics is requesting the ruling be revised and are submitting new video growing the inquiry was filed in time.
What?
I have no idea. It's about Jordan Childs. I skipped one. It's my bad. It's on me. It's not on Taylor. I totally skipped one because one led right into the other, and I skipped it.
You're not even writing your own observations.
No, I'm writing the good ones.
Inquiry.
Boston Scott is a Ram. Top 5 athletes whose name connote a state capital or well-known city. How about this? OLI. Wilbert Montgomery. Mike Lansing. Lincoln Kennedy.
What's up, man?
Gary Trent. And DJ Dallas.
Trent also works. Trent, it doesn't have to be Trenton. Trent also works.
Allen Houston. Bo Orlando. Number 5.
Oh, Jesus.
Ike Austin. Number 4. Raleigh Fingers.
Wait a minute.
Raleigh.
That's not
spelled that way.
Listen, how's it spelled? Rolly? But it's Raleigh. Raleigh Fingers. Connotes.
I mean, he's not wrong.
He's not
It
wrong.
connotes.
Thank you. Number 3, Mitch Richmond. Number 2, Joe Juneau. Number 1, Juan Pierre.
What?
Pierre, South Dakota.
Thank you.
But number 1.
U.S. State Capitol, JP. I mean, who would be your number 1? It's my list.
Not one that I have to scan my brain and be like, is that a city?
Pierre, know your state capitals.
What happened to Juneau? Because I was
Alaska.
Okay, but it's
Still
pronounced
there.
Juneau.
The list petered out.
Juneau?
Honestly, upon reflection, Raleigh Fingers should have been number 1.
Perhaps. Antonio Gibson is a Patriot. Shocking. Dan, You know what the C in Caleb Williams stands for?
I do not.
Canton.
Canton.
John Champion. Great name for an Olympic broadcaster. John Champion. Top 5 people in sports that connote winning. OLI. Shane Victorino. Number 5, Ian Gold. Number 4, Bill Ring. Number 3, Champ Bailey. Number 2, Randy Wynn.
It's a good list.
And number 1, Michael Jordan. Top 5 athletes that connote losing.
Oh, no.
Number 5, people in sports. Adam Silver.
Wait a minute. That's
Silver.
not losing. That's
Silver.
You're on the
second
medal
place.
stand.
Yeah, but gold is on a higher medal stand. Number 4, Tank Johnson. Number 3, J.P. Lossman. Number 2, Ernie Els.
That's a good list. Another good list.
Number 1, the Jets. Jalen Hurts. What? Some advice.
Switch over to the fart sound.
Come on, fart sound.
Don't look over your shoulder. Mason Rudolph is a Tennessee Titan. So is Tony Pollard. So is Calvin Ridley. Titans, worth keeping an eye on. He looks good. Frank Gore Jr., 7 carries, 21 yards. Perfect. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Draymond Green is more deserving of a gold medal than Jason Tatum. Warriors fans, I get it. Rooting for Steph Curry was fun as hell. Speaking of hell, Art Briles, Dan, those are the weekend observations.
My life as I know it is about to drastically change forever. And the reason I say that, as many of you know, I'm going to be a father coming up in December to a baby girl, and it's crazy, and I can't believe it. And a lot of my life is going to change. But there's one thing in my life that's going to be constant. And since 1975, this original light beer has been a constant, a mainstay for the entire planet. And it's going to continue to be a mainstay for me. It's Miller Lite. They keep it simple. Undebatable quality, great taste, only 96 calories. It's the beer that strips away everything you don't need and holds on to what matters most. It's a light beer that actually tastes like beer. You don't have to choose what's best. Miller Lite has great taste and is less filling. And it tastes like Miller time. To get Miller Lite delivered right to your door, visit MillerLite.com/Dan, or you can find it pretty much anywhere that sells beer. Celebrate responsibly. I will when my daughter's born with a tall, cold glass of Miller Lite. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. 96 calories per 12 ounces. Fewer calories and carbs than premium regular beer.
Juju, you have been resplendent in your patriotism today. Resplendent is the word I meant to say there. You have been draped in old glory, and you have been very patriotic just throughout the last 2 weeks. What were the things that we didn't get to today, Olympic-wise, that you wanted to get to? Anything that we didn't discuss today?
Steve Kerr, I understand you have a game plan, brother. But you can get, if you can find minutes for Derek White, you can find minutes for JT. At first, I was on Steve Kerr's side because those Serbian matchups, they are kind of gruesome and a bit, you need a specific type out there. But for these games, I feel like Jason Tatum is getting a lot more attention for not playing because of Steve Kerr, bro. Like, if you come out and just, I don't know. I didn't like how that was or how that went at all.
Well, I will say that while watching the game, to your point, because Steve Kerr wasn't playing him and because I always assume Steve Kerr has a reason for doing something like that that's strategic and not petty, I felt like when Jason Tatum was in the game against France that the U.S. was worse. I did feel, but I wouldn't have come to that appraisal if not for Steve Kerr benching him to put that in my mind, because I wouldn't have been watching that way otherwise. What was his plus minus in the game, Chris? Get that for us before the end of the segment, if you don't mind, because to my eyes, it seemed like Tatum was hurting them out there.
Yeah, you're right about that, but like you said, it's magnified because you didn't play him at all in certain games. I see that the same thing happening with Cheryl Reeve and the women. Like I say, BG got 6 minutes yesterday. Jewel Lloyd didn't even touch the floor yesterday. But it's not a big controversy because you've seen them out there playing. And To me, it's a controversy. Don't get me started because I think we should have played them. But I think that Steve Kerr, he didn't help out Jason Tatum at all during this process.
Nobody cares about Halliburton not playing, huh? Nobody got mad about that. Everybody was like, yeah, Halliburton shouldn't play.
Right. He knows Halliburton is just like us, brother. Just be happy to be here. He is the representation of us over there, being around those legends.
What was the criticism of today's show? We have gotten away over the last couple of weeks during the Olympics doing the Spliff Notes criticism from the audience. What is the audience saying about today's show?
Man, there was a lot of polls on today's show, so I haven't necessarily seen a lot of hate other than the questions we were asking online. And they can't believe that the Sizzler still exists, number one. Number two, they think that Steph Curry should be on the $3 bill. I think that's one of the best ideas we done had in this show history. A $3 bill with Steph Curry on it like this. Oh, my God.
It is a good idea. Stugotz's suggestion. We are all surprised when Stugotz does
Stugotz
that.
was right? Holy Stugotz was right.
We also getting in. A lot of people think our brother, let's respect on this brother's name, Ian O'Connor. A lot of people think you farted, brother. I'm so sorry. You have a magnificent book. Go grab it.
Jason Tatum was -5 while he was out there. So yeah. I mean they were sloppy turning the ball over and stuff. Like I didn't think that France should have stayed in that game. Salute to them for staying in that game. But
right. They just guaranteed, though, in my opinion, that the Celtics will come out, barring injury. Next year will be just as fierce for them next year because you got an angry Jaylen Brown. You got an angry Jason Tatum coming back now. And I think that's what we needed from the Celtics moving forward into this next year where everybody's just ramping up.
I would have loved to have seen Denver playing against Boston. I would have really enjoyed seeing Boston tested that way because of Jokic, right? Because of how absurd Jokic is on all fronts. You're going to miss the Olympics, right? Because you got swept away by this. You and Jessica, I think, Jessica and Izzy were more enthusiastic about this than anyone else out here, I thought.
Bruh, middle of the daytime, I'm sitting here watching the slalom from the kayakers, or I'm watching the balance beam, or I'm watching the magnificent sisters in the volleyball. I think we got gold on volleyball. So, and our brothers got bronze. I'm watching entire volleyball matches from brothers. Like, I was locked in on every single sport. The divers, the badminton. I have had so much joy being patriotic, and it's not just for America. I was so proud of the Moroccan brothers, the South Korean brothers and sisters on that badminton team. I was enthralled in sports over the past couple of weeks, and I thank you, America. Thank you, NBC. Thank you, Peacock. I really appreciate it.
You did a really exceptional job on our social media. There was a lot of clever stuff, a lot of artistic stuff, a lot of fun and funny stuff. So thank you for that, Juju.
Yes, sir. And thank you so much. And our women got silver and not gold. Sorry about that.